Bro, you see how they try to do a black man, bro? It's crazy that these niggas get away with this shit. Crazy. But I guess, like, when your content depends upon other people's talent and other people's contributions, you have no choice but to sabotage other people like this. I said what I said. It's just the truth. You know. There's a reason why most of the time solo content creators don't do shit like this. But when your entire content depends upon gathering like 60 fucking people for one video, I guess you kind of have to fucking smother people and fraud claim and all kind of shit. You know, normally I'm not no hating ass nigga, but this is just ridiculous. The fact that no one in the creator space has called them out for this is crazy. It's fucking crazy. It is fucking crazy. But that's how these niggas be, bro. That's how Jubilee, they always do this shit. They've always done this shit. And I feel like they only do this to smaller creators, because I've seen some other larger creators react to the same thing. They pick and choose their battles very wisely, by the way. Very wisely. I don't even know what the fuck I'm going to talk about on here. Because I don't want to talk about men all the time. I kind of want to talk about women's stuff too, but you know what I mean? But fucking Jubilee and shit. What do I even talk about now? What do I even talk about? Yeah, they came after Abba and Preach too. That's true. So they have attacked bigger creators. Fucking Jubilee, dude. Like, don't be on the platform if, like, this is the kind of shit you have to do to maintain an audience or to maintain views. Like, you purposefully make content people want to watch. And then when people react to it, it's like, oh, no! It's like, okay. Like, why are you even here on the platform? It's fucking crazy. It is fucking crazy. And it's like, it's just like, why? Like, what the fuck? Like, but I don't want to, like, sit here and rant about Jubilee for the next 30 minutes, although some of y'all, for some reason, want to hear that, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not going to fucking do it. I'm just going to find something the fuck else to talk about. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about. What do I talk about? What do I even say? You know? Yeah, they sniped the stream. I'm not gonna pull it up again because it's just like, I don't know if YouTube's gonna like shit on my channel for this. It said I did a policy violation, which isn't true, by the way. Which means YouTube is actually going out of its way to help Jubilee do this, because it was like YouTube itself was like, hey, you're stealing content, and it's like, no, I'm not. And it's like, yeah, you are. And this only happens with Jubilee, by the way. This never happens anywhere else. No one else is doing. Speed and Aiden Ross did this for like a year, and everyone went crazy, so they stopped. But like, only Jubilee does this. So Jubilee is working with YouTube itself to sabotage creators who react to their content who aren't big enough to defend themselves. Which is like, okay, like I don't understand. I don't know why Jubilee is more important than the rest of YouTube, but okay. I guess they make YouTube more money than everyone else. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I am missing something. Yeah, not allowed to watch it anymore. Just gonna leave it alone, because last thing I need is YouTube being like, oh, so you think you tough, you think you a real nigga. Don't worry, we got something for your ass. I don't really want YouTube to do that, so I'm just gonna humble myself before the loss and just take my fucking L. Like, I could sit here and like go crazy, go stupid, but I'm just gonna take the loss, you know. You know what we could do? We could react to Abba and Preach, a video of Abba and Preach that I figured I would watch anyways. It'll just be a chill stream, something like that. YouTube, what it do? Streamers like Hassan do it too, and yet he faced little to no repercussions. Well, Hassan is well connected, good relationships, he's tight with everybody, and he's Hassan Piker. If his base was annoyed enough, they'd like brigade Jubilee's videos and just like ruin it, like their day. So, you know, one day I will have a very angry, strong, powerful fan base, and my enemies will tremble before me. But not yet. These things take time. So in the meantime, I'll take my L. I'm not even about to really go crazy about this. Now, if I start seeing my channel get like shadow banned because of this, then I'm gonna get fucking mad. Then I'm actually gonna go crazy. But if Jubilee gets this W and nothing comes from this, I'm not even gonna do anything. I'm just gonna take the L and keep it moving. Not even gonna react. But if I start posting for the rest of the week and I see some dips in views and it stays that way for the rest of the fucking month and next month, nigga, hey, we gonna have a problem. We gonna have a fucking problem. You know. Nah, I'm not taking this. I'm not taking this shit. Yeah, I saw what happened in Idaho. Firefighters getting shot. What in the fuck? This nigga Speed got a hairdo. Is this what streamers do? They just react to random shit for the whole day. I feel that's what streamers do. This happens, that happens, this happens, that happens, this happens, that happens. React. Let's see. It was fair use, but Jubilee, bro. That's how they do niggas, bro. Like, that's what they do. That's what they do, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't believe. You know what I'm saying? That's how they do niggas, bro. I can't believe this shit, but that's how they do it, boy. That's how these niggas do it, boy. But chat, understand and realize, like, niggas gonna stay down. Niggas gonna stay, you know what I'm saying? Niggas gonna stay 10 toes. We still going for this shit. We not stopping. We not folding for nothing, for Nathan. You understand? Not folding for nothing. So, they trying to keep a brother down. They're trying to keep a black man down. But we are not going to fold. We are not going to fold. It is what it is, bro. Like, I don't understand why they do that. I really feel like it's because they fucking probably have a pretty sizable budget for their videos. And their videos are so talent dependent that, you know, they can't replicate this shit very easily. So they have to smother the shit and strangle the shit out of any smaller creator who reacts to their content. It is what it is. If I start seeing that my channel has been negatively affected by this, though, I am going to, like, address it. But normally, I just take L's like this on the chin and move on. Let's see.
Breaking news, a suspected sniper found dead, and now a massive investigation is really just getting underway after what the sheriff says started as an emergency response to a brush fire turned into an ambush on first responders in Idaho. 2 firefighters were killed. The sheriff says a third firefighter was also shot and is still fighting for his life. Calls into emergency dispatch in the midst of it paint a terrifying scene of the moments they realized that they were under attack.
Some law enforcement right now, there's an active shooter zone. They're shot. BC3's down, BC1's down. Everybody's shot up here. Law enforcement, code 3 now up here.
The ambush sparked a huge response from law enforcement. More than 300 officers from various agencies and neighboring counties were all called up to help. At one point, officers exchanged gunfire with the suspect, but it was more than 6 hours after that first fire call that his body was found. This morning, fire crews are still working to contain the fire that he allegedly started, still burning on Idaho's Canfield Mountain. CNN's Julia Vargas-Jones is live in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho with the very latest. What are you learning?
Good morning.
Y'all see how ain't nothing happened? Look at CNN, my niggas. They ain't did nothing to me. Looking at Jubilee for about 2-3 seconds. Death, destruction, famine, repossession, disease. I can't even, damn. Who the fuck, by the way, who does this in Idaho? I'm not even surprised that 300 cops showed up. 300 cops showing up sounds exactly like Idaho. You going into Trump country, sniping at firefighters? Nigga, they about to shoot RPGs at you, nuclear bombs at you. All type of shit. Crazy. Fucking crazy. I'm not surprised that many cops showed up. At all. Them conservatives ain't playing with your sniping ass.
Kate, well, the plan today from authorities is to go back to that location where the body of the shooter was found for further investigations. What are they looking for? They're looking for more weapons and more ammunition that gunman may or may not have had with him. Now, they had to remove the body from the location relatively quickly, they said last night in a press conference, because of the threat of that fire. So we have not learned any further details about who this gunman was or what were the weapons that he had with him. But we did hear from the sheriff of Kootenai County here in Coeur d'Alene talking about the very nature of this attack and what that was like for the firefighters that were responding on the scene.
This was a total ambush. These firefighters did not have a chance. When you have an environment where you don't know where the bullets are coming from because of the trees and the shrubbery and what have you, it is daunting for police officers, let alone firefighters who are there just to put out the fire.
Unimaginable, Kate, what these firefighters went through. And now this community is also left with so many questions as the investigation continues in the coming days. Now, I do want to share with you one interesting detail is that authorities did use his cell phone, the shooter's cell phone, to ping his location. And as you mentioned, they had exchanged fire with him, but that for another 90 minutes is how they tried to triangulate him until he eventually was neutralized. We don't know how he died at this time, but that fire in that location continues to burn. It is now called the Nettleton Gulch Fire, and authorities will be going up today as daylight breaks here.
Much more to learn. Julia, thank you so much for being there for us. Sarah.
All right. Thank you, Kate. Joining us now is CNN senior law enforcement analyst Andrew McCabe. There are a lot of questions. I'm curious from your perspective of law enforcement, what questions do you have as you hear this laid out where there was an ambush, according to authorities? There were shots going off constantly from the suspect as firefighters were trying to put out a fire that he allegedly caused.
Sure, Sarah. There's, as you referenced, a million questions here, and most of them right now for me are focused on the shooter himself. That person has not been identified, but one of the first things investigators who now are taking kind of the lead with this investigation, since the tactical response has been resolved, investigators are going to try to determine not just who this person was, But what got him to this point?
Yeah, like, what the fuck is going on? You snipe firefighters? What in the fuck? Firefighter sniper suspect. Who is this guy? Wes Rowley. Alleged sniper accused of setting Idaho fire before killing 2 firefighters. I saw somebody post about, I saw Cat Turd post about this on Twitter, claiming that this guy was like LGBTQ or some psycho shit. You know, they can't help but use tragedy for their own political ends every fucking time. They cannot help themselves. Idaho tragedy. Who the fuck is this kid? Wes Rowley. What we know about Wes Rowley, the 20-year-old suspect in the Idaho fire shooting. Yo, y'all younger Gen Z are psycho. Y'all niggas gone that mental. Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. The suspect who police believe killed 2 firefighters Sunday after igniting a brush fire in Idaho with a flint fire starter wanted to pursue a career as a firefighter himself? Oh, no. What the fuck happened? So he wanted to be a firefighter and killed 2 firefighters at 20 years old. He was identified by law enforcement officials as the suspect in the shooting in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, which left 2 firefighters responding to the blaze dead and injured a third. Authorities say Rowley was found dead at the scene and appears to have shot himself. I mean, I can't even blame the officers for not being able to hit him. Because, I mean, you got to have a trained sniper on hand to find this guy. Like, you know, it's rare that officers can just figure out where the fire is coming from and return fire accurately. Rowley's grandfather, Dale Rowley, told CNN his grandson came from a family of arborists and had been working in the tree service industry while trying to figure out. He wants to be a firefighter, kills firefighters, comes from a family of arborists, and burns down trees. What the fuck happened to this guy? Police say Wes Rowley opened fire on the first responders from a tree, citing extensive experience climbing with his family. So he's in a tree and he's shooting accurate fire from a tree. This nigga wants to do the wrong shit. He wants to be an arborist and a fireman, nigga. You need to be a fucking Marine. This nigga is in the tree shooting at firefighters and killing them. This is mental illness. How is he shooting from a tree accurately? He wanted to be a fireman. He was doing tree work and he wanted to be a fireman in the forest? As far as I know, he was actually pursuing it. Wes Rowley owned a shotgun and a long rifle, his grandfather said. Investigators are confident that a shotgun was used in the Sunday attack, but have stopped short of ruling out additional firearms. Dale Rowley said he typically spoke with his grandson on a weekly basis, but they hadn't spoken in the last month because Wes Rowley had lost his phone. He said the suspect had a loving family and friends, and he vacationed in Hawaii with his mother last year, according to social media posts. Officials said it appeared Wes Rowley was living out of his vehicle, which remains on the scene and has not been inventoried. It wasn't like he was a loner, Dale Rowley told CNN. We had no reason to suspect that he would be involved in something like this. He said he was holding out hope that his grandson wasn't actually the shooter. Rowley previously lived in California, Arizona, and Idaho, authorities said. A running website said that he ran track at a high school in Arizona and was member of the school's class of 2024. Bro, what the fuck? Maybe he was lonely. You know, older people, their definition of loneliness and young people's definition is a little bit different, you know? They'll see you like hang out with like your friends once or twice a year. He's got friends. He's got a lot of friends. The whole time he's got no friends at all. 2 former Arizona classmates of Rowley's painted a picture of a struggling student who occasionally lashed out in anger. He could be friendly at times, they said, but was seclusive from his peers. Yeah, man, he didn't have no friends. I'm sorry. If he's lashing out at his friends and he's like reclusive and shit, then yeah, he probably didn't have as tight of a friendship with his buddies as we think he did. Not gonna lie. Not trying to be funny. I'm serious. Like, you know, he's not really endearing himself to his friends here. A third former classmate described Rowley as sometimes verbally aggressive, but echoed that he had the means to be friendly and fun. He would make us laugh so hard, the classmate said. They would play with airsoft guns and video games. It was difficult to play with him. You would have to take him in doses. Okay, so clearly he was struggling with friendships and relationships and you know, stuff like that. Bro, what the bro, this dude, he could have been, bro, he looks like a normal kid, you know, vibing, chilling. Where the fuck did he learn to shoot like this? That's what that's the conversation that's not happening. Someone taught this man to shoot like this. You know what I mean? Court documents show that Rowley had a tumultuous family life growing up. His mother filed for divorce in September of 2015 when her son was 10, and wrote in court documents that her husband had threatened her, pushed her to the ground, and punched several holes in the wall. He threatened to sit outside my house with a sniper rifle or burn my house down. Okay, so we see where this is coming from. A judge granted a protective order preventing Rowley's father from having contact with his wife or son, but later amended the order to remove the son after his father wrote in a court filing that I am not a danger to my son or anyone else, and his wife did not tell the truth in her statement. So all he did was just write something and that was it? So this nigga just, Idaho, what the fuck is going on? So he just said, I am not guilty. Which obviously this is not like a criminal court case, but he just sat there and said, I didn't do it. And the judge was like, okay. It's crazy. The judge was like, all right, cool. What? The divorce was granted in November of 2015, and Rowley's mother was designated as his primary residential parent. Rowley's stepfather described in a statement of confusion and heartbreak among his family members who were still struggling to grapple with Sunday's tragedy. We do not understand why this happened or how this came about. Our hearts and spirits are broken for the lost and hurting, and for our own loss as well. Our hearts and spirits are... Okay, yeah, he already said that. Whew! Bro, when I was in Idaho, it seemed pretty normal to me. I didn't realize this is how they... You know, I didn't know this was... Damn. You know? The suspect himself has no criminal history, officials said. However, law enforcement in Kootenai County, Idaho, had minor interactions with him 5 times. Oh my, every time, bro. Every time. Every fucking time. Every time the cops know this nigga's crazy. Every time. So minor interactions 5 times with the cops. How? He has relatives near Coeur d'Alene, but it is unclear what he was doing in the area at the time of the shooting, Kootenai County Sheriff Bob Norris said. We knew that he lived here for the better part of 2024, but as far as when he got here, why he was here, why he chose this place, I don't know, Norris said. Rowley's father told a CNN reporter outside his home in Priest River, Idaho, that he wasn't close with his son and hadn't seen him since a family gathering last year. Damn. The father didn't respond to follow-up calls about the decade-old allegations. The suspect's mother also didn't answer phone calls Monday morning. I mean, I don't blame her. Your son's dead and you killed 2 people. What do you even say to that? What in the fuck? The fact that they haven't given details on what those interactions with law enforcement are is concerning, because that would have given us the answer on whether or not he should have already been like, you know, come on now. You know? That's crazy. So he already had 5 interactions with law enforcement. His dad was threatening to use a sniper rifle on his mom. He lashed out at his friends. This is very concerning stuff, folks. So all the signs were there that bro was about to crash out. I'm not gonna lie, 5 minor interactions. Yeah, that's not minor. If I'm coming out 5 times to check up on what you got going on, I'm not gonna lie, you're a menace. You are a menace. There is something wrong with you. You are the problem, okay? You are the problem. Ain't no way I'm pulling out a checkup on you 5 times. It ain't, and nah, nah. Yeah, like, yeah, the police he probably did some shit that should have had him, like, locked up or in some kind of, like, rehabilitation center 5 interactions ago. But instead, he fucking is sniping people now, which is just crazy. He's just sniping people. He's just shooting people. Crazy work. That's crazy. That's crazy. Bro could have just stayed down. Bro could have stayed strong. Damn, bro. And it was this man killed 2 firefighters and injured a third. The third is on life support fighting for his life. It's crazy. Mental health, bro. Mental health. Telling you, bro. Damn. I think they found his parents. Apparently his parents were MAGA. No? I'm seeing people posting pictures saying these are his parents. Apparently his parents were... Or his parents? No, I don't think those are his parents. Hold up. His parents are MAGA? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I'll keep, cause see, like, that's how MAGA does, right? MAGA's claiming he's trans, which as far as we know he's not. As far as we know he's not trans. Okay, he's been growing up around guns as a kid. Yep. It looks like, yeah, I think those are his parents. His parents are MAGA. It would seem so. So, we'll see how long it takes for MAGA to give up on this one once they realize the narrative isn't going to work in their favor. We'll give it like, I got a week. What y'all betting? Week? I give it a week. You know what I'm saying? What's y'all's parlay? I'm giving it a week until MAGA gives up on him being trans. I don't think he's trans. We'll see what happens. Give it a week until they give it up. We'll see, though. It's possible he could be, given the pictures I'm seeing, but it's very possible he wasn't. Oh, yep, his parents were MAGA. Yep, it's true. Yep, same picture. That's his mom. Yep. Yerp. MAGA parents. We'll see. He's got MAGA parents. We'll see how MAGA... Shit. We'll see how they spin this one. We will see how they spin this one. His classmates are saying he was a Yahtzee? Is that the term we're using now thanks to Kanye? Wow. He loved firefighters. He loved law enforcement. Okay, young conservative white kid loves firefighters, loves law enforcement. I love law enforcement and firefighters. Okay. Typical conservative white kid. What happened, though? What the fuck happened to this kid, man? Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, if he was trans, I would imagine he was probably battling some real lack of acceptance from his friends and family. Who's to say, bro, what he was dealing with? Because this is a guy who apparently had 5, what was it? hold on. Was it 5 minor interactions with law enforcement or 3? I don't have the best memory. Hold on, chat. Like, you can't just have 5 minor interactions with the cops. Like, clearly there's something wrong with you. Like, come on now. You know? Oh, he was living with his father. He moved from Arizona to Idaho to work with his father's tree trimming company. But his dad said he wasn't close to his son and hadn't seen him in a whole year. Oh, but it said that he was living in his car. Oh, shit. Yo. Yo. Oh, that would explain it. So this dude, so he was supposed to be with his dad working for this company, but his dad said he hadn't seen him in a year. Something is not making sense. And he worked for his father's tree trim. Okay. We read in the last article that his dad hadn't seen him in a year, and his dad had last seen him at a family reunion event. The mom says in October of 2024, she said he was doing great living in Idaho, and that he moved to Idaho in 23 to work for his father's tree trimming company. The father's saying he ain't seen this nigga since a family reunion, which don't make no sense, because how is he living with you, but the last time you saw him was at a family reunion? Did you just drop him off at the reunion and say, all right, he's your problem now? Something ain't right. Something ain't right. The father was supposed to be basically the kid's guardian at this point, because he would have been like 18 in 23, 18, 17. So he would have had to be like this with his dad, if not close, at least close to him physically, because what's an 18-year-old gonna do in the world? He ain't got no money, he ain't got no degree, he ain't got shit. So he's supposed to be with his dad from 2023 up till now, 2025. That's a year and a half he should have been spending with his dad. Or at least 2 full years, from 23 and then through 24. So if he came there from the beginning of 23, 1 full year, all of 24, 2 years, he should have been there for 2 years. How did his dad not see him for 2 years? Then he's just like, and the police said he was apparently living out of his car. Something ain't right, bro. Something ain't right. The dad saying he ain't even seen the boy. How's that possible? Unless he really was living out of the car. And there's mugshots of him on the internet, meaning he'd really been in some shit. He's got mugshots on the internet, meaning he has definitely had prior engagements with law enforcement. Multiple mugshots. 2. I can see 2 right now. Either that's an ID picture or a mugshot, but he's got a mugshot. Yep, he's got a mugshot. Yerp. Man. Someone fucked up with this kid. Someone fucked up. Someone failed him. Yeah, he's been arrested. Because the article said he had a few interactions with law enforcement. But if he's got a mugshot, that means they detained him and took him to the station. Meaning he did something. He didn't just do some and the police came and were like, what are you doing, kid? And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. Nah, he did some shit where the police were like, all right, hands behind your back. Like, you did something. You fucked up. You did something. Man, that's sad. 2 firefighters killed behind nothing. Behind absolutely fucking nothing. It's a damn shame, man. Yeah, getting arrested is not a minor interaction. All right, let's hop to another topic. Fucking Jubilee, bro. This isn't over. You will rue the day. Type shit. You will rue the day. You will rue the day. Nah, I knew Jubilee was gonna pull. So I literally at the beginning of the stream was like, chat, Jubilee might do something stupid. Jubilee might fuck up my stream. Just letting y'all know. And sure enough, for a minute there, I was like, maybe they, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe they, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, nigga, shit. And then, of course, they fucking, you violated policy guidelines. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, bitch ass, punk ass, stupid ass, sucker ass, lame ass, pussy ass, Jubilee. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, you get, bro. Like, why would they do that? Man, they got it, though. I ain't tripping. They win. They win, bro. They win, bro. They fucking win. As long as my channel's unaffected, remains unaffected for the next, like, 2 to 3 years. 2 to 3 weeks, my bad. I'm good. Yeah, why they trying to do a black man like that, bro? You hear me? Let's see what they saying on Abba and Pre. Let's see if Abba and Pre strike my motherfucking ass. Let's see if they go. Let's see what happens. So apparently this dude made a video about how he wants to be a husband and a father, and Abba and Preach did a reaction to it, and the guy didn't like the reaction. So, you know, let's have a culture conversation. Let's have another culture conversation once again. Actually, I have another video. Let me queue up another video. Queue up another video. Ooh, I know you see me standing here. Do I look good, my team? Yo, Zoe 101 was the shit back in the day. What she say? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Was it ooh, ooh, ooh? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. That was crazy back in the day. It's crazy, like, that's never happening again. Like, that's never happening again. Oh, my God. We're never getting that back. We're fucked. As a culture, we are fucked. We're cooked. We're cooked. We are cooked. Many people are saying that we are cooked. That's what they say. Yeah. It's never gonna happen, bro. Those shows are never coming back. I feel like kids are just gonna watch what we watched. Like, I would actually buy Zoe 101 and play it for my kid. Like, what else are you gonna watch? Seriously though, what else are they gonna fucking watch? What else are they going to watch? Nothing else. I literally do not see how, like, what else are they gonna watch? Coco Melon for the rest of their fucking childhood? No. You know? You know? I just feel like, you know, they're gonna have to fucking, I'm gonna have to play them everything I watched. Naruto. I gotta find the original soundtrack for Dragon Ball Z Kai. I gotta get that version of it. I hate the fucking Falconer score. I need that original fucking Yamamoto fraud fucking plagiarism score. I need that. And then I'll play Drake. I guess Drake and Josh. Mindy was hilarious on Drake and Josh, by the way. Very funny character. I didn't realize her last name was Crenshaw. I didn't know the character's last name was Crenshaw. I swear to, I've seen Drake and Josh so many times and never... I don't know if I just never, like... I don't know if I missed all of the episodes she was in, but I never knew Mindy's last name was Crenshaw in the show. Ever. Not even once. I did not even know. Didn't even know. Missed it the whole time. I probably just play Drake and Josh for them. Zoe 101, iCarly, Victorious. I don't know what else they're gonna watch. Seriously, kids media is finished. It's the truth, bro. I don't know what bro. Ever since this nigga Trump, bro, the Obama era was the best we had, bro. I'm speaking for Gen Z. For all of you who are older than that, ignore what I'm saying, because y'all about to, you don't even know how it used to be back in the day, young blood. Relax. I know. Just chill. I'm just speaking from a Zoomer perspective. Yeah. If you were born in the late 90s, early 2000s, you know what I'm talking about. The Obama era. You couldn't fuck with it in terms of media. You couldn't fuck with it. Movies, TV shows, music, you couldn't fuck with it. Trump's only edge is that he's turned reality into such a shit show that it's basically a movie now. But bro, back in the day, you couldn't fuck with it, bro. You couldn't fuck with it back in the day, bro. Games, everything was on 10 when Obama was in office. 10! Bro, I never woke up as a kid and thought, is Obama destroying the world? I was vibing. Pouring up tall ass glasses of juice, putting mad syrup on my waffles, chilling, vibing. You know what I'm saying? Chilling, vibing. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm eating food and I'm just thinking about chaos, disease, famine, destruction, death. You know what I mean? Once was a time as a kid, you weren't wondering what the president was doing. You just knew he was doing his job. You know what I'm saying? You just knew he was doing his fucking job. Now you just gotta shield your child's eyes and ears whenever Trump is on the screen. All right, leave the room. Deadass, like, bro, no shit. Like, we're at a point in the country where, like, if the president is on the screen and you're an actually good parent that gives a fuck about, like, being humane, you actually have to tell your child, okay, you know, okay, boys and girls, time to go to bed. Okay, go to bed now. No, you can't be in the room when Trump is talking. Nope, go to bed. That's literally, if I had a child, my child could never be in the same room with Trump on the screen. Never. I gotta cover those eyes, gotta cover you can't see it, you can't watch that. Nope, can't watch that. Not old enough, can't watch it. Nope. Sit your ass down, go play a video game. Dead ass. Can't even watch the news now. Real shit. News is R-rated now. Dead ass. Can't even let the kids sit down and watch the news. Cause you don't even know what he gonna say. It's like, bro, I can't even have you in the room because this fuck nigga gonna get on a stand and say, Kamala was a fucking bum. She was a bum. You sitting there as a parent, you done failed your child. The president on the screen cussing. Iran and Israel don't know what the fuck they're doing. Can't even have the president on the screen. You gotta, all right, little homie, it's time to go to bed. Go play a video game. Go do something else. Can't watch the screen no more. You can't watch TV. News is R-rated now, bro. You can't even watch the news. I remember as a kid, bro, news was boring. Now I'm looking at the news and I'm like, you know what? This is actually entertaining. Now, granted, I'm older, so of course I can sit down and watch the news and not feel bored. But I don't know, man. Maybe 10-year-old me, if I was born in 06 or 07, I would have been 10 in 2017 or 2016 or 2017. I probably would have sat down and watched Trump act a damn fool. You know? That's crazy. That as a kid, like, if you're a kid, like, if you're a good parent, you cannot let your child, like, watch the president. Like, the president, like, when the president is on screen, you dead ass as a good parent cannot let your kid see him. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I remember when Osama bin Laden got whacked by the, you know, by SEAL Team 6, we were all looking to see what was Obama gonna say. I remember John Cena was on. I remember I was watching WWE and John Cena, you know, he gave the announcement and everybody was scrambling to see what's the president gonna say. Those were the days, man. Back when Party Rock Anthem was a hit. Back when Chris Brown's career was coming back. You know what I'm saying? Justin Bieber was a star. Bruno Mars was popping his shit. Headlines had just come out. Last Friday Night had been circulating for the last year. It was a hit. You know what I'm saying? Man, those are the days. AC Brotherhood dropped. Skyrim dropped. Man, those were the fucking days, man. Those were the fucking days. Those are the days, man. Those were the days, man. You couldn't fuck with it back then. You feel what I'm saying? Video games were crazy. GTA was crazy back then. You could eat in the restaurants in GTA. Now you can't even eat in the restaurants. Trump done fucked everything up. You know what I'm saying? Transformers was out back then. Bro, yeah, bro, when last Friday night was, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Ye and Jay-Z. Otis. Oh, man. I remember when Otis came out, bro. Otis was out. Headlines was out. Take Care was out. Big Sean and Chris Brown, My Last was out. Like I never had it. Man, the Obama era was real. That's God's work, bro. That's God's work, bro. Party rockers in the house tonight. That was the shit, bro. That was the shit, bro. 6 foot 7 foot by Wayne. Oh shit! 6 foot 7 foot by Wayne. Yeah. 6 foot 7 foot by Wayne, man. 6 foot 7 foot. Oh man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Fucking right. Damn right. Alright. Yo, bro, I don't give a fuck what none of y'all say. The Obama era, untouchable. Untouchable. Unmolestable. Okay? Like, you can't fuck with the Obama era. Salute, bro. Salute, my nigga. Salute. You feel what I'm saying? You couldn't fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't fuck with the Obama era. Not even possible. You couldn't even, bro. TV shows, music. It's like, bro, it's like we were really on the path to something great, bro. And then fucking, bro, this nigga Trump. Oh my God, bro. This nigga Trump. My God. Yeah, bro. People used to go out more. People used to do shit more. It was that perfect balance of social media, technology, and real life, bro. Because back then, bro, we used to play video games. We were also outside playing. You know what I'm saying? And social media wasn't as prevalent as it is now. But like back in 2010, Facebook was still the all the rage, and YouTube and Facebook was basically it. Okay. You know, I'm sure older people remember other websites, but as a kid, YouTube and Facebook was it. And I didn't have a Facebook account because I wasn't old enough. That was for grown folks. So all I did was watch YouTube. Wasn't much else to watch. And, you know, it is what it is. You know? Yeah, man, no influencers. You couldn't just pick up a camera and pollute the world with your dumbass opinions and shit like I am now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you couldn't just buy some equipment. That's the crazy, no crazy ass sexist podcasts. Ah, man, back in the day. Back in the fucking day. You know what I'm saying? Back in the fucking day. Yeah, we really did wake up in a nightmare. Donald Trump did a ritual and fucked the world up. I don't know what kind of demons he spoke to. That nigga drew some blood on the floor, did the Dougie on it, moonwalked all over it, summoned the devil, and we ain't been the same since. Send us back. Send us back. You know what I'm saying? Send us back, bro. Yeah, bro. Back then, it's crazy because back then you could make edgier jokes. But if you try to pull like the shit that niggas pull now, yeah, your career was over. Your career was over. That's crazy. You know? And I ain't gonna lie, y'all millennials, like y'all like 80s babies and shit, y'all were dressing so crazy back then. The colored hair, the fucking overalls, the fucking not the overalls, the fucking suspenders, the fucking fedoras, bro. Y'all what the fuck were y'all doing? I'm not even gonna lie though. Y'all, honest to fucking God, y'all made our childhood though. Like y'all 80s motherfucker, like y'all in the like the late 2000s, early 2010s, like it actually felt like the future was coming. Like, you know, everybody had colored hair, everybody was dyeing their hair, everybody was dressing all futuristic. It looked like some shit out of Cyberpunk or like Saints Row. Like y'all were really cooking. I ain't gonna lie. Salute to y'all for being so creative and experimental and shit, you know? You know what I'm saying? We could learn a thing or two from the millennials, bro. Cause I ain't gonna lie, my generation is mad boring. Y'all was really living it up. Man, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. Y'all ain't shit. Fuck y'all. Y'all were grown as fuck with all the best hits coming out, all the best songs. Man, fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't shit for that, being born at the right time. Man, fuck you. Bitch. Fucking millennials, bro. I hate y'all. Them niggas don't age. They had the best, like, little adult season to be grown. But I ain't gonna lie, though. They had the whole future ripped away from them by the fucking stock market crash, so it's level now. But I ain't gonna lie, we're about to have one, too. Yo, that's crazy. That is crazy how the boomers just put their foot right in the futures of both our futures. What if we teamed up? What if millennials and zoomers teamed up and formed up like Voltron, you know? What if we did? What if we teamed up? Because I ain't gonna lie, this is fucked up. How many times are we gonna get fucked over by old people who can barely even talk anymore? You know? When do we finally stand up? This is unfair, you know? Gen Alpha don't count. They can't even talk. Like, they literally can't even speak. They're like 2 years old, you know? They're like 3 years old. What do they know, you know? You know, I don't really know much about the early millennials. All I know is, I feel like millennials and Gen Z are going to save the world, you know? But I'm not going to lie. We're a little bit too PC for our own good. We need the real savages of our generation to stand up. Stand up and salute. Stand up and be prepared for war. Yeah, I know, I ain't gonna lie, we gotta link up against Gen X and the boomers, real shit. Gen Z and millennials, we gotta team up. Put our differences aside. Team up for the greater good. We must team up, we must assemble. Avengers a fucking assemble. Gen Beta is a new generation. Who the fuck named them that? Who the fuck be in a room doing this shit? Who the fuck they told to do this? Who's the authority on this? Who the fuck just sat there and said, we gonna name these niggas Beta? If I'm a zygote right now, I'm fighting whoever the fuck named my generation and shit. Real talk. Who in some dark ass room got the authority to do this shit? Who is this person? Swear to fucking God, like, I was already mad about our generation being named Gen Z. I'm like, who the fuck said y'all could do that? Who the fuck told y'all could do that? Who said y'all could name us that? We didn't have no meeting under no motherfucking mountain to talk about this shit. Where are the Illuminati meetings at? Why are we not having Illuminati meetings about our generation's name? Why are we getting just told what our generation's name is? Swear to fucking God, like, bro, who said this was allowed? Yeah, I'm acclimated now to Gen Z. I can take that now. I've accepted the fact that we're called Gen Z. I kind of hated the fact that we were called Zoomers, but now it kind of has a ring to it. You know? The greatest generation? Yeah, they had the best title, but I'm good on that, bro. I'm good on that, Chief. I'm good on that. You know what I'm saying? Getting blown up, shot up, blown up, shot up, blown up, shot up, jumped, blown up, shot up. I'm good on that. Salute to them. Respect. You know what I'm saying? Grateful. They could keep that title. I'm straight. I ain't even mad at them. Yeah, greatest generation, bro. They ain't even gonna hear nothing from me, bro. Salute to them. Whew. But I ain't gonna lie. We have our own war to fight. Gen Z millennials, we got to clean up the United States of America and save it. That's actually some cool ass shit. I ain't gonna lie. If Trump does enough damage, we might get the chance to also be called the greatest generation. Won't even fucking lie. Won't even lie. If we can rise to the occasion, and do some seriously cool shit, we can also get the title of the greatest generations. Fuck. Did I just combine the two and just say the greatest generation? Yeah, just combine the two. Greatest generation. Yeah. Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah. If Trump makes this chapter of American history crazy enough, we could actually make history, bro. We could make history with a cool ass like storyline. Like imagine Gen Z and the millennials clean up America and reestablish it to its former glory. Oh my God. I can already see it now. They're going to make movies. Actually, no thanks. Fuck the movies now. They're going to make anime series about us. They're going to make books. They're going to make fucking, you know what I mean? Nah, real shit, bro. I know, bro. We're going to be the greatest. We're actually going to be the greatest, the second greatest generation, the next greatest generation. Real shit, bro. Real shit. We're going to really do this shit for real, bro. Gen Z, millennials like this. You know what I'm saying? Like this. I respect that. Gen Beta will be the last generation. Let's hope not. Jesus Christ. That's not. I mean, I know Trump was born on a blood moon and every sign points to him being the Antichrist, but let's just pray that the earth is still here. You know what I'm saying? Let's pray. Like, let's something like that, you know? $10 from Max. Gen Z, the most literate generation right now. Are we the most literate? That's cool. We can read the most. All right, cool. I fuck with that. I respect that. Yeah, we do need a creative boom. I don't know. Maybe Gen Z will be the next creative generation. Maybe. Gen X did a great job with creating. Gen X and millennials did a really good job with art and music and movies and stuff. I'm not even gonna lie. You know? Y'all did pretty good. Now it's our turn. We'll see, though. We'll see. Yeah, you know, we'll see. I mean, we do have the most potential, but I think Trump is going to awaken the sleeping giant of Gen Z and the millennials. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Gen Z is the fucking teammate the millennials needed because the millennials just couldn't handle Trump alone. They couldn't. Millennials could not handle Trump alone. They needed a teammate. Real talk. They needed a teammate. They needed a right hand. And that's us. We're here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all were struggling there for a second. You were getting your asses whooped. But we're here now. Okay? We're here. So I feel like that's what's I'm saying. We gonna make this shit work, my boy. You feel me? I'm just saying. It's crazy. I miss back in the day, man. I miss back in the day. Back in the fucking day. You know what's crazy too is like kids don't even have cartoons the way we did. So it's like they'll watch a show and they can watch the rest of the episodes on demand. We couldn't do that as kids. Like I had to wait for the next episode of Naruto to come out. There was no season 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 and then filler. I had to wait for the next episode to come out. Just saying. I'm just saying.
So, quick recap. So we did a video on this guy a while back.
But I'm 34, I have no children, I'm not married, and I'll be 35 in May.
And I guess he saw the video, he reacted. It was like a 12-minute video, so let's just watch his reaction and we'll...
So I found this video on YouTube on a response of a video I made with me having a desire to want to be a husband and a father.
34, I have no children, I'm not married, and I'll be 35 in May. And the older I get, the further away I feel I am from being a husband and a father. And not because I can't have kids, but because when I was younger, I realized I was gay.
It's so crazy how you sit there and you be vulnerable and talk about something like wanting to be a husband, wanting to be a father. And a lot of men don't even talk about things like that. You usually see women speak on their desires of wanting to be mothers, especially as they age. But for me, it was something that was important because it's something that I do love to have one day in my life. But it's kind of crazy how you can speak on one of these things and the first thing somebody says is that, oh, he must like men. Like, what does that have to do with a man's want of wanting to be a father and a husband? Me, I don't just want a wife. Me, I just don't want kids. Like, I want to be the representation of everything I hope to receive. And that takes time, that takes effort, and it takes intention. Yes, I can have a child by next year. Yes, I can get married tomorrow. But what good is it if I'm not taking it serious? What good if I'm not honoring God? What good is it if I'm not being the man that I need to be for my wife? What if I'm not stepping up to the plate as a parent for my children? So that's why I say, if it comes down to anybody that watches the video that hopes to be a parent, whether if you're a man or a woman, do it the right way. And I'm not saying a perfect way, but have good intentions. It may take you a little bit longer. The one thing I agree with them through this entire video is the fact that, yes, you have to get out. If you,
Okay.
now, I believe that we
I ain't gonna lie. That was funny. What Alba said was funny. That shit was funny. It was immature, but it was funny, though. I mean, I don't think he was actually calling him gay. I think he was just being like, you know. I don't think that comment was that serious, but I think the bigger topic of conversation isn't the fact that Alba called him gay as a joke, but more so like, bro, you're 35, bro. I mean, I'm pushing 30. I'm 24. According to Gen Z, that's pushing 30. According to Gen, what's the one out? Alpha, I'm pushing basically 40 at this point. I'm pushing 40. At 24 years old, I'm basically pushing 40. Honestly, bro, it sounds like he has a self-belief problem. Swear to God, I think he has a self-belief problem. Bro, you're 35, bro, and you sound self-aware enough to know where your flaws lie. But, like, gee, you don't have the time. I mean, I'm not going to say he doesn't have the time, but, like, I don't know if I would want to wait till 40 to have a family. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to wait till 40. Like, the younger, the better, man. You don't want to be fucking holding a fucking cane, shaking at your kid's fucking high school graduation. That's my son! And you about to fall over from exhaustion. Like, you know what I'm saying? You want to be young enough to be able to stand up and clap and shit, 35, not married, and he was like, what good is it if I'm not loving God and being the man I need to be? And it's like, my nigga, I'm 24, so he has more life knowledge than me, but I personally believe, bro, like, if you're self-aware enough to know where you're lacking, you kind of gotta just, like, jump in the pool, feel the cold water, but the only way you can swim is if you jump in the cold water. It's like going to the fucking pool or going to the beach. You gotta jump in the cold ass water. You gotta get in. You gotta get in the water. If you don't get in the water, you're just by default not gonna swim. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be sitting there waiting, years and years and years and years and years. I could understand if he said, I haven't found the right person yet. But if he's saying that he's not ready, it's like, bro, when are you going to be ready? Like, you ain't got all fucking day, bro. You don't have all this time, bro. You got to lock in, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? At 35, nah, G. Nah. You got to lock in, my nigga. You got to really lock in. You got to really want this shit. At 35, bro, is not ready yet. It's crazy. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that's crazy, but it is interesting. Because I understand life just happens sometimes, and things don't always work out exactly the way you want it to, when you want it to, but it sounds like the dude has enough self-awareness to be a good partner. He's just, I don't know, man. Like, if he's self-aware enough to know he's not honoring God, that's a good start. Because, like, most of the people who are, like, toxic as fuck don't even know they're not honoring God. They don't know that they're not doing this. They don't know that they're not doing that. So, I think bro just needs to go for it. I think he needs to just go on the attack, bro. He needs to just go for it, bro. Swear to God, bro. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like he doesn't really want to go for it, which is like, do you really want to be a husband and a father, bro? It seems like he's scared that it won't work. That's what it sounds like. It seems like he's afraid that it won't work. You know? Which is actually really fair, because it means he understands the gravity of a relationship. Which I can respect, bro. I can respect that. Because it's not that easy. It's not that simple. It's not that it's not that simple, you know? Having kids in your 20s is not a flex. You know, to me, I think you're kind of right, but also wrong. Like, it depends on when in life in your 20s you have the kids. Like, if you're 20 and you have kids, I don't know what the fuck is going on over there. I hope your finances are in order. But I don't want to be like 34 having kids. Like, bro, no. Fuck no. I don't want to be that old. But then maybe, I don't know, who's to say, like, you know, but I just don't want to be an old ass man. Like, I want to be able to see my grandkids and shit. I don't want to be fucking old as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be old as fuck, bro. Like, I don't want to be no old ass nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, barely able to understand what's going on around me and shit. Like, nah, bro. You know, by 28, 29, I should have some shit set up, you know? By that point, I should have something set up, you know. Somebody says something about Sneeko. Man, I mean, Sneeko's an interesting character, bro. It is kind of interesting how Sneeko's still trying to find himself at 20-something years old. 25, 26. That is weird. Not gonna lie. That is kind of weird. At 26, 27, he's still not sure, like, who he is or, like, who he wants to be or whatever. Somebody said, Rashad, you're already old. I guess it's relative, right? Like, if you're like 19, 24 is like elderly, you know? But then you get older, you're like, wait, 24 is not that old, but it's somewhere, you know? You know what I mean? Yeah, like when you're 18, you think 20s is so old. Like, oh man, like people are gonna take me so seriously, and then you're like 21 and people are still looking at you like a joke, and you're like, wait, what the fuck? I waited this long for y'all to still think I'm a peewee? The fuck happened? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then you're like, oh, I get it now. Ah, cool, cool. You know? Cool. You know? Yeah, I don't know what Sneeko's situation is, bro. You know? I don't really know what Sneeko's situation is, bro. Like, I don't know if it's like, I don't know what it is, bro. I don't know. But it is kind of weird how he's still finding himself at that old of an age. Like, at that point, you should kind of already have an idea of who you are, and then just be like working out the minor kinks of who you are, like, as time progresses. But it seems like he's really still figuring out really heavy stuff about himself this fucking late in the game. Which, I don't know, maybe it's not my place to say it, but it is weird, though. You know, kind of weird. Sneeko did a complete 180 on his politics. He's calling Trump a national disgrace, and he's supporting Zohran Mamdani, even though this is the same guy who rode the MAGA train for years. You know, Bro, ever since Trump took the predictable stance he was always going to take on Palestine, Sneeko was like shocked. He couldn't believe Trump hated Palestine. He just couldn't believe it. He was done with Trump. Like, nigga, what the fuck did you think was going to happen? Like, oh, okay. Other people, like people in like Dearborn, they have an excuse. You do political commentary all day. You do social commentary all day. There is no excuse for you to be saying, oh! Like, nigga, you do this shit for a living. Don't play with me. $5, Max Ferretti. I think it should. It's regrets of all dumb shit in high school that makes people feel old. I don't even, bro. I can't even remember the first half of my life. Like, I don't even think about that stuff anymore. I can't even remember it. Like, I literally just live in the now. Like, dead ass. Thanks for the $5 super chat, Max. Emmanuel with the $5 super chat. No clue what you're saying. My parents are 69 this year. I'm 34. My daughter is 2. Look, bro, I'm not saying you're a bum or like there's something wrong with you for having a family in your 30s. I'm just saying it sounds like he is struggling with knowing when he's ready. And I think most people don't want to wait till they're 30-something, halfway through their 30s. But if you want to, and you know that's your calling and that's what you're supposed to do, I'm not judging you. I'm just speaking from a common folk perspective. No disrespect intended. You feel what I'm saying? But, you know. But to be fair, again, you know, he understands his life better than I ever could. He understands what he's looking for better than I ever could. It's not my place to say he's failing in life. I just think he's not believing in his ability to make it work. I think he can do it. You know? Because he's saying he's not having a hard time finding a woman. He said he could have a child by next year. He's saying he could have a girlfriend by this month. He literally in the video said he could have a woman or a baby whenever he wants to. So according to him, he's not having a hard time finding women who like him. He's probably finding a hard time finding a woman he trusts to commit his life to. Maybe that's what it is. But he said his reason for why he couldn't be in a committed relationship was because he's not honoring God and he's not where he needs to be. So he's saying it's a him problem, which is respectable. You know? Seeing your high school crushes marrying in mid-20s is depressing. I mean, I guess it depends on how you look at life, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it really does all depend upon how you look at life. Like, if your high school crushes didn't want you, it would have never, and I mean never, been a worthwhile relationship in the first place. But it's human nature to feel some kind of like, you know, not bitterness, but some kind of like a loss or some kind of an ego wound when people that you want don't want you back and move on without you. But you have to also understand that those people weren't going to do anything right by you anyways. And when you come to understand that over time, it doesn't even matter anymore, you know? Like, it just, over time, you begin to realize, like, this doesn't even matter. Like, it just doesn't even matter. Like, you probably, I don't know. Depends on how old you are. Me, I don't even think about those people anymore. But it's also because I was in a rush to get out of high school. I hated school. I felt like it was holding me back from what I'm doing now. So for me, I was always all about get me out of here, 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 get me out of here. That was my mindset about school. So although I had school crushes that didn't like me back, like we all have, for me, you know, I was perfectly fine, never, ever, ever, you know, winning them over as long as I just got like as long as I get to walk down the path I've always wanted to walk down. I was always perfectly fine with, you know, chicks from high school not wanting me back. And I encourage everyone to look at it that way, male or female, because women deal with the same stuff too, you know? Over time, you just begin to realize, like, yo, the path that I want to walk down and the things I want to experience are so much more valuable than whether or not somebody wants me. So it's just like, you know, it's all about perspective. It's all about thoughts, you know? How you choose to perceive these things. Yeah, high school's a blur for me. I don't even... Like, my classmates my classmates remind me of things that happened. I don't even remember stuff like that, you know? Yeah, I mean, bro, like, honestly, in my mind in high school, I always kind of knew, like, none of this shit matters. One day I'm gonna do something really, really cool. So for me, like, it didn't matter what happened. Like, rejections, be it friend rejections, girl rejections. I was thoroughly convinced as a kid that, like, none of it mattered because one day I was going to do some really cool shit. So that was kind of how I coped. Like, copium. Like, I'm just sitting there, like, huffing my own, like, mental drugs of, like, delusional success. Like, one day I'm going to be that guy. So it really doesn't matter if they don't want me or not because I'm going to be that guy one day. I'll show them all, you know what I'm saying? And then one day you're like, I'm going to be that guy, but whether or not they see it or whether or not they care doesn't matter. You know, it's a progression. It's a progression thing, you know? Yeah, rejection's a part of life, bro. And it's also like, it's not a burden either. I mean, it's only human nature to perceive rejection as a burden, but it's also important to realize that, like, rejection is just a part of life in the sense that this is just a part of the game. You're looking for someone, you're looking for the right person. And you're bound to look in places that aren't accurate. And also, sometimes the person's going to come to you, but you just need to be ready for them. You need to take time to step away and prepare and mentally, you know, just cleanse yourself and spiritually prepare yourself for that person. I'm not there yet. I can admit that I'm still got a lot of growing to do, got a lot of working to do, got a lot of shit to do. So it's actually really fair if I don't end up in a relationship for the next year or so. If I do, salute. If I don't, it's cool. But I'm not really tripping though. You know? Oh. I actually like seeing people develop. It's fun thinking of how we tend to get it wrong. Yeah, I mean, I don't really keep up with people from school, but one thing I found really interesting is that people keep up with you. Like, people, like, watch you at least. Like, people watch what you're doing. Even if you think they're not, they are. People who you think don't even look at you at all keep up with you and they don't say anything. That's like another weird thing is, like, people will be like, oh, like, I watch your stuff, or like so-and-so watches your stuff. And I'm like, really? I didn't know that. You know, people will watch you and say nothing. It's a very weird, interesting thing. But yeah, I mean, I was always convinced as a kid that it didn't matter, like, what rejection I dealt with, romantic, social, whatever. I was gonna be different. I was gonna do something special. So that was kind of my mindset. So it didn't really matter to me if I got the girl or not, or went to this party, or was accepted, or invited to this or invited to that. Because in my mind, it's like, they're wrong anyways. Like, they're wrong anyways. Like, they don't fuck. Like, they don't even know what they're talking about anyways. I'm that guy anyways. So that was my mindset. I had no proof that this was gonna. I had no proof, by the way, like, zero proof that I was gonna do anything particularly interesting. I just believed I was. I was just like, nah, nigga, I'm gonna be that guy. It takes patience, you know? Just takes patience and shit. You know? Yeah, and you look at back at rejection and you're like, what would I even, like, you look back at rejection and you're like, what the fuck was I even gonna talk to this person about? Like, imagine being on a date with this person. What were we gonna talk about? Oh, it's raining outside. Yeah, it's raining outside. It's wet outside. Yeah, it's wet outside, yeah. It's cold outside. Yeah, it's cold outside. Yeah. You liking the weather? Yeah, it's okay, you know. Like, what the fuck was I even gonna talk to these people about? You know, you look back with more wisdom and understanding, and you're like, why was I even mad? Like, why was I even pressed? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, as time goes on and you know what compatibility and shit looks like, you begin to realize, like, wait, why was I even pressed? You know what I'm saying? Like, why was I even pressed? Like, oh no. But when you're a kid, you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. So you kind of find yourself sitting there like, all right, like, cool. You know, like, that didn't work out. But looking back, how the fuck was it going to work out? It's not that big of a deal, you know? So when you hit that stride of mental growth in life where you begin to realize, like, wait a minute. Who are you. When you hit that mental stride. But seriously though, when you hit that mental stride where you kind of learn a little bit more about what you want, then you're like, wait a minute, that person not fucking with me is not that big of a deal, because, you know, in reality, now that I know more about myself and what I'm looking for, that person was never gonna like be that anyways. And it's actually for the better that that didn't happen, because had I, you know, really been in a relationship with that person, you know, could have made some mistakes, could have made some long-term life commitments that you wouldn't have wanted to make with the wrong person. So it's really all perspective, you know. It really is all mental, you know. Yeah, bro, crushes back in the day were all built on like physical appearance and attraction. Not that relationships aren't based off that, but that's literally the only thing that made you like them. That was it. Like, if you really think about most crushes from back in the day, they weren't for real. You know what I mean? Like, if you had them now, like, if you saw somebody, of course, your age now that you found attractive, you wouldn't be as head over heels because you've never even spoken to them. You know what I mean? Or you've spoken to them and you realize, oh, wait, like the last 10 minutes we spent talking, you and I are not vibing. Next. I feel like with time comes understanding, you know? A lot of ACL tears later, LOL, all the sporty peeps. Yeah, bro. A lot of ACL tears. Yeah, I mean, sports, man, like, you know. Them days, man. School, man, those days. But I was always thinking about, like, years in the future when I was in school. I never thought about, like, in school, I was always thinking about, like, I was always thinking about YouTube. Like, I was always thinking about that back then. When I was in school and I wasn't getting good grades and I wasn't getting invited to this, or like this girl didn't like me or whatever, like, I literally just could not stop thinking about, like, YouTube, becoming a popular commentator one day. Like, I literally could not stop thinking about that. That was literally, like, I would be in school, bro, failing classes and just looking at failing papers and just be sitting there thinking, like, this means nothing. Like, I would look at a full-on F with a whole, like, red circle around it with, like, notes saying this is what you did wrong, and I'd just be sitting there like, anyways, like, I'd just be sitting there like, anyways, get this away from me, rebuke this. Anyways, dead ass, like, mentally I was like, I don't give a fuck about this. Like, I know what I'm gonna do. Which is crazy. Like, I had no evidence, bro. Zero proof that this was gonna happen, but I still thought it would. That was literally how I soldiered through every fucking L in high school. Was just, I'm gonna make it one day. Which is funny because, like, at the end of high school, I didn't even do YouTube. Like, I went to the military. It's only because I broke my ankle in the military that I ended up doing a podcast with a friend from high school and then did YouTube. So it's kind of like the universe was like, nah, little nigga, come back. This is what you said you were gonna do. Come do this shit, nigga. You ain't going nowhere. Sit your black ass down. This is what you said you was gonna do, nigga. Don't run now. So I'm here. Gotta do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, dead ass, bro. I was sitting there with a fucking F on my paper, like, y'all gonna see. Yo, delusional, nigga. Yo, I was delusional. I was sitting there in class, bro, with a full-on F, just dancing on the paper, just looking at me. Yeah, bitch, you failed. Like a full-on F, just staring me in the face, just dancing, little bitch. Like, you done failed. And I'm just sitting there like, nah. Fuck you, this paper, fuck you, fuck this whole school. I'm gonna do this shit, bro. I was literally determined, bro. I was catching F's, D's, C's, all kind of, bro. I was taking all kind of L's. I was convinced, bro. I was like, man, fuck this shit. Dead ass, full on F staring me in the face, bro. I was like, nah, can't be touched, can't be fucked with. I was convinced I was gonna make it, bro. Convinced, bro. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, for sure. Like, I didn't just like fail and like no one said anything. Yeah, I got in trouble. But I just knew, bro. I just fucking knew, bro. I dead ass just knew. Seriously, bro. Dead ass F minus, bro. Like, there were times where I got like F minuses. I was just staring at the paper like, yo, this is crazy. Yo, I was in school looking at the F minus and I was like, yo, this is crazy. This is crazy. But you know what's funny though, is I was like, when I get the chance to do what I want to do, I'm gonna take it seriously. Like I literally thought, I was like, man, once I get my shot at this YouTube shit, like once I get my chance to really pop my shit, I'm gonna take it seriously. I'm never gonna stop. I'm never gonna stop grinding. Which isn't entirely true. There were times like way before any of y'all knew who I was that like I was grinding on YouTube, and you know, there were times where I was unable to continue. Like there were times where I was so fucked up. I took a month off, just fucked up, just can't grind, can't work, can't focus, but I always came back. I always came back. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? What type of YouTuber did you want to be back then? I wanted to be a conservative commentator back then. That's what got me into YouTube. That was like 2017. I was 16 back then. I wanted to be like a right-wing commentator because it looked so fun and cool. And then time went by, man. But I always wanted to do that, though. I just didn't realize I was going to be doing it from a left-wing perspective. But I always knew, though. I always knew. I always thought in my head this is going to happen. I didn't know how, but I really believed it would, you know? I would speed run my math test. I got a 5 once. Yo, a 5 is crazy, but I can't even say that though, because I probably got a 5. I just don't remember. You know, so I could sit here and be like, yo, that's crazy, bro. Yeah, 5, bro. The whole time I probably got like a 3 or some shit. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. It just got to a point where I was like, bro, I'm tired. Because it didn't help because like Hunter Avalon was popping back then. I'm like, why the fuck does he get to be successful? Nigga, what the fuck? But you know, everything in its time, bro. Everything in its fucking time. Like, you know, in your mind, you're like, nah, I'm going to do it now. And nah, bro, you need time to grow, to learn, experiences you need to have. The universe is it's gonna set it up just right for you, bro. In time, bro. You gotta let time do its thing, you know. You know? Like I really, bro. But dead ass, bro, I used to really fail tests, bro. Like my producer Zay could probably tell you. I'm not sure if he's watching right now, but Zay could tell you, bro. I used to really be flunking in class. So like I used to really be in class just like accumulating L's, bro. Crazy. What conservative commentator do you want to emulate back then? Probably like Gavin McInnes, because he was really funny. He was really funny. He was really edgy. Nice setup. I thought Crowder was kind of corny. Alex Jones was way too country. Way too hick for me. There were no black male conservative commentators that I really wanted to be like because they just weren't, I don't know, I don't think they were that good yet. So, yeah, nah, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's how I wanted to do, bro. That's what I wanted to be, bro. I wanted to be a conservative commentator back then, but I just didn't realize. You know what's funny? Is like back in like middle school, my teacher was like, you have the voice of like a radio person, like somebody who reports the news. And I remember thinking to myself, like, why the fuck would I want to report that? I didn't say that out loud though. I would have gotten so much trouble. But I was like, why in the fuck would I want? I remember my classmates was like, yeah, bro, you sound like you could do radio. And I'm like, what the fuck? These niggas hating on me. Like, these niggas is hate. I wanted to be a musician back then. So I'm like, bro, why these niggas trying to sabotage me, bro? What the fuck these niggas trying to sabotage? I was sick back then. I couldn't believe these niggas were saying this. I was like, why these niggas trying to sabotage me, bro? But them niggas was predicting the whole future, bro. That my ego was too big to see the light, bro. Them niggas were trying to tell me the future the whole time. Bro, the universe be talking to niggas, bro. Real shit. It be talking to niggas, bro. If you listen, it's talking. If you listen, that motherfucker be talking to you, bro. If you really pay attention, that motherfucker be trying to speak to your ass, boy. I was sitting there in class, and the teacher was saying it. My classmates were saying it, and I'm like, what the fuck are these hating-ass goofies talking about? Man, fuck these people. I was wrong. I was wrong. I can admit when I'm wrong. They told me about me, and I was wrong about me. Hey, bro, you can't win them all, my nigga. You can't win them all. Imagine how the different things would have went if Rashad accepted that Turning Point USA promotion piece. Yeah, things would have been different, man. But I didn't want to accept it because I was like, something told me, bro. Something in me was like, don't overcommit to either side. I was dead ass really a centrist. I was like, don't overcommit to either side. Like, stay neutral and see what happens. Cause like I remember my mom was like, instead of you doing YouTube, go to college and get a degree in journalism or something and go work for CNN. And my thing was like, I don't want to do that because then they'll tell me what to say. So I was like, I don't want to be forced to say things I don't think are true because I had a big ass ego. I could have just shut up, accepted the money, and lived a good life. But I was like, nah, that won't work. I got to do it the YouTube way. And that shit took time. But I was like, I remember my only defense was like, the amount of time it'll take me to get the degree is the amount of time it'll take me to blow up. Which wasn't exactly false, but like I would be making way more money if I just got that degree and worked for CNN. But I did end up popping off within 3 years of grinding. So, you know, but dead ass though, you know, man, I really knew, bro. Like, I was like, man, I'm gonna do this shit for real. I know this shit is gonna happen. You know, and people were telling me like, oh, like you got the voice of like a reporter or a news person. I'm like, the fuck are y'all talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Like, who sent you? What devil rebuked that? I was rebuking all that. I was like, You know what I'm saying? I was wrong. I was fucking wrong, bro. I was wrong, bro. I thought I was gonna be a musician. Cap. Max with a $10 super. My move toward leftism was when I asked a white girl who she would vote for, and she said Trump. Me sitting there like, bitch, you trying to deport me? Yeah, bro, a lot of your white classmates gonna fuck with Trump. It is what I never really take that stuff to heart, bro. Like what not random, but like what everyday people think, I really don't even let that bother me anymore. You know? I always just take it, I just brush it off the shoulder, you know? Because a lot of people just passively vote for crazy shit with no real understanding of what they're doing. If you were conservative, you'd be a lot more popular. I don't know if that's true. I say the N-word a lot. Then on top of that, I wear a do-rag. I mean, yeah, you're probably right. Conservatives wouldn't have let me, like, drift. They would have immediately picked me up and put me somewhere to do something. I don't know, though. You're not wrong. It's just, like, I would have plateaued very hard. And it also means, like, another thing that I knew when I turned left-wing was, like, going right-wing, yeah, there would have been a really hard plateau. Like, I would not be able to... There's only so far I'd be able to go, and there were so many things I disagreed with on the right wing, and I wouldn't be able to keep up a facade like that for long. I just can't do that. You know? I just can't. You know? I believe in something. Like, I'm not going to sit here and play the centrist. You know? Yeah, taking the right path does mean, like, you're not going to be as popular for a time. For a small period of time, yeah, it's going to be a little bit harder. You know? It's not going to be as easy. But I didn't want to sit there and lie to myself and other people and build up an audience off of shit that I didn't believe, and then one day when I couldn't take it anymore, be like, actually, I can't do this anymore, guys. I'm going liberal. Like, not that I'm judging people who have done that, but I'm saying, like, I didn't want to do it. I'd have much rather just do what I was supposed to do from day, and work my way up, rather than lie and, like, try to play both sides and then be like, oh, actually, guys, see ya. Yeah, nah, no thanks. When do you think they would have kicked you out? Probably when I just couldn't do it anymore. Like, I could not sit there and really, like, lie and just pretend to still believe MAGA and still believe in right-wing politics. Like, I'm not just gonna sit here and lie. And at the time, I knew, like, at the time that I stopped being right-wing, because people think I stopped being right-wing when I dropped Why I Left the Right. I stopped being right wing for like a whole 2 years before that video ever dropped. So the reality is like, I left the right wing in a time in my career and in a time in politics where left-wing media was not lucrative. And even to this day still, it's still not what it could be. Like, it's never looked more like grandiose, but it's still nothing in comparison to what the right wing used to be in 2015. So, you know, it is really like, I don't know. You could have been friends with people like Tim Pool and Brett Cooper. That is true. I think I was still kind of right wing when Brett Cooper first popped off. Yeah, it was. That was 2021 when she first popped off. Yeah, bro. I mean, when I saw her, I was like, oh, I can do this for real. But by the time I'd really gotten really into political commentary, I couldn't stay right wing for long enough. So, yeah. I don't know, man. Everything lined up the way it needed to, you know? And again, I wasn't going to sit there and commit myself to anything that I knew I didn't want to do. You know? Something told me, like, do not under any circumstance, like, sit there and fucking lie to get money and clout, you know, because it's not real money, it's not real clout if it's not authentic to you, you know. You're not a real bad motherfucker unless you can talk how you really want to talk and still make it. Now you're a bad motherfucker. But if you have to like masquerade as right wing or pretend to agree with the right wing talking points, nah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it, man. It is not worth it. Yeah, but Brett Cooper was like, they pumped a lot of money into her though. They promote her content on YouTube. Like, Brett Cooper's talented. Don't get it wrong. Like, you can't make a Brett Cooper. You can find a Brett Cooper, but you can't make one. They found her. They threw a lot of money behind her, and it worked. It's that simple. You know? That's really all there is to it, you know? Yeah, she was always vaguely right-wing. She was always dropping her little hints of, like, you know, little racism here, little sexism there. A little bit of homophobia there. What do you guys think? You know, she did a really good job of normalizing like a lot of crazy shit. And kudos to her, bro. The conservatives, they play it smart. They play it smart. You know? Yeah, I couldn't be sitting there like reacting to like liberal content forever and look at these trigger libs. Like, that shit is weird. It's just, I can't do that. You know? That's just not the life that I want for myself. You know? I was gonna be like a self-improvement YouTuber too. And then I didn't do it. Because I thought that was weird too. Like, constantly posting about relationships and women for the rest of my life. Oh my God. I wouldn't be able to wake up at some point. At some point, I just not even want to wake up anymore. Like, yeah, I couldn't do it. It's not worth it. If you stay conservative, would you be a Rumble streamer? Probably not. I was never going to be that conservative to where like YouTube was going to ban me. But then again, that's kind of where everything shifted. And then, like, here's another thing, like, conservatives are becoming more and more publicly racist, and I was never going to be able to defend that shit. And I probably would have made videos critiquing it, and my audience would have been like, it's not that bad, bro, relax. And then I would have been like, oh, fuck, what have I gotten myself into? So it's really, really good that I really, like, had the knowledge and wisdom and maturity to realize, number one, neither side is right about everything. Number two, you know, there's something about right-wing politics that just doesn't make any sense. Something told me, like, man, you niggas, something's up with these niggas, bro. It takes time, though. And over time, you begin to realize what it is, and then it's up to you to decide whether or not you want to be there anymore. But, yeah, Sirski. Yeah, I could have been one of the good ones, bro. I could have been one of the good ones, but look, chat, the hoes gonna come no matter what. The money's gonna come no matter what. The bros, if you're, you know, female, or if you're LGBTQ, the bros, they gonna come no matter what. The money's gonna come no matter what. Just put in the work. Just grind. Just put your head down. Stay focused. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? It's all gonna come. You just gotta stay down, stay focused, stay determined, bro. Believe in yourself type shit. One of those like corny little speeches. Believe in yourself, bro. Believe in yourself. You know? Believe in yourself. But it's true though. Whew. You gotta believe in yourself, my nigga. I'm worth it. Hold up. Tell me what you see. Pull up, swerve. Watch these motherfuckers free. Watch them say what up, dawg, when you see me in the street. Good music and it be on that motherfucking beat. Wow. But, yeah, man. Gotta do a mixtape MAGA diss track. I can't rap, bro. Like, I could if I tried, but like, I'm gonna let somebody else do that. But I feel like if somebody did make like a left-wing rap song, it'd be the most like sissy, PC, conscious, non-confrontational rap song. Donald Trump, what's in your spirit is then like, man, fuck that bitch ass nigga. Like, man, fuck that whole ass nigga. Like, man, fuck that nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, fuck what we talking about, bro? That conscious shit, man, fuck that nigga. Speed it up, nigga. Like, let's, yeah, like, if somebody did, like, imagine like the DNC hired a rapper to make a diss track to Trump. It'd be the most punk shit. My God, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, it'd be the most soft-ass, weak-ass shit you've ever heard in your fucking life. On serious, bro, like, nigga, yeah, like, nigga, this nigga is a bitch. And we sitting here rapping like we his friends and shit. Like, man, fuck that nigga. You know? But, man, yeah, man, you gotta believe in yourself, man. Gotta believe in yourself and just Mature from your experiences. You know what I'm saying? Mature from your experiences. Believe in yourself. Just focus. And just vibe, I guess. Yeah, man. What time is it? Well, all right, chatto. Probably gonna dip for now. Be back. More content tomorrow. Talk my shit, pop my shit, you know, back on the grind per usual. And we'll see what it is. We'll see what goes on. So y'all be safe, stay blessed, stay strong, stay focused, stay up. And man, just try to do good out there, folks. You know what I'm saying? Do the best we can and shit. Stay focused, grind and shit, stuff like that. But yep. Yeah, Jubilee fucked me over. It is what it is, though. As long as I post tomorrow and my numbers are still good, I'm not gonna trip. But if I post tomorrow and the day after and the day after and the day after and there's a problem, it's gonna be a problem. So it is what it is. Salute to y'all that showed up for the stream. I appreciate everybody who watched, those who chatted, those who didn't. So appreciate all of y'all for being here. And yeah, I really appreciate it. So I'll check y'all again soon, and salute.